To begin with this interview, I would like to ask you, how does your background reflect on the way you go through life?
Oh man, these are deep? I didn't know these were deep. Okay. How's my background? In terms of what? Do you want something specific, like culturally, or in terms of like geographically, like where I grew up, or everything? Right. Damn, I could have sent me these beforehand as well. No, I think that, well, I was born and raised here, around an area like this in Brooklyn and Queens. And I think that, I was surrounded by a lot. Our town was pretty divided, so there was a railroad track that was divided pretty much into people, who were in a little bit more poverty, and then people who had extreme wealth. And it was interesting because I lived on the side of the track, and we were superintendents for a building that, and everyone was rich, like filthy rich, and we would take, they would take care of their houses, clean their houses, were the maids for their houses and everything. So it was interesting. I saw a different kind of lifestyle than the one that we had in our family, and that kind of always taught me to appreciate things that we get, and the hard work that goes into getting everything that we have today. And we have, as a nation, we just have so much more wealth than so many other nations. So that kind of taught me a great element of humility in treating other people, and treating the people who work for you and who work under you, treating them with respect and with dignity, because that wasn't the case always with us. A lot of people would not treat our family with the same sort of respect that I would do to people today. So economically, that's...
So how does your background shape the way you relate to others?
Similar to, I guess, the tie in what I was just saying, is just seeing everyone kind of, equal is it's so easy to say, you treat everyone equally, but, and because I feel like not everyone treats everyone equally, and I myself probably don't treat everyone equally, but I'm more conscious of it. I'm more conscious of treating people as, no matter what they do for a living, if they're hard workers and if they're, honest and moral people, then there's no real difference in, treating a janitor any different than a teacher, than a principal, than a whoever. I mean, it's just hard for me to see your economic status as something of importance, personally.
So how did you become politically aware of things?
In college, a lot of it started. In high school, I wasn't a big reader. I wasn't really interested in politics. I was pretty ambivalent about everything. Everything kind of was boring to me. But in college, when I started taking Latin American studies courses and things, I started seeing, and immigration courses, I started seeing bigger ideas of things that I had experienced in my life. And it made things that were going on in my life it made more sense, as I learned why they were happening, and the history of why they were happening, and why even my town was divided how it was, and race and ethnicity and culture, and why, the culture of my family influenced how we acted. And my awareness kind of came out in college, primarily. And then I just became interested, and I read on my own, and then got interested in education and bringing these same ideas to students the same concepts that I didn't have when I was in high school. So.
Why did you decide to become an educator?
An educator, after university, I came home and I got involved in the teaching fellows. So I always wanted to do education law, and I got involved in the teaching fellows, and they would pay your masters if you worked in certain neighborhoods, certain areas that were low income, struggling financially. And so I decided I always wanted to do something with education, like I said, education law, but I wanted to be with the students first, in order to know what they were going through and that kind of thing, before I pursued law or policy or anything.